a transformation encounter with me, but I'm going to fill your thirst to the point that you will always be thirsty for me, because no encounter that you have with me will satisfy you tomorrow. It will only take care of you today. That's the issue with water. I am not in a place where I'm at, and I have a lack of water. There's water everywhere. But yet I find myself thirsty over and over again, because my body was designed to replenish itself with the spiritual condition that we have. The spiritual condition is, the way God set it up is, he doesn't intend for one encounter with him to maintain us forever.
Wow.
He intends for the encounter with him to cause the new encounter. He intends for there to be such an intense interaction in his presence that he's saying to you, once I pour this thing on you, you're going to recognize that I am an eternal source of pouring. But you will always need to stay connected to me in order to function in my kingdom. And that is why you must always remain thirsty. I must be thirsty, but I will never thirst again. Thirst means there's lack. It means there's nothing there. It means it's not around. It means I can't get it if I want it. And so what he was showing this woman is, you have to come here every day and get water because you can't live without it. He was teaching her at that moment. Now I'm showing you that you're going to have to come to me every day and get my water, because you're going to learn that once I touch you, you can't live without me. I can tell people who haven't really crossed that line of spirituality because they have an arrogance about them that suggests they can make it without God. But those of us who the hand of the Lord has ever been upon, we recognize that we cannot get from point A to point B unless God continues to quench our thirst for him. Somebody just lift your voice and shout, yes.
Hallelujah.
God intends for us to remain thirsty. He's saying, listen, just like I stepped up on her. She wasn't expecting me. He's saying, I have a divine encounter planned for you, Sharon. I have a divine encounter planned for some of the ladies in this room. I have a divine encounter set up. They don't realize that I'm getting ready to turn them into a water fountain.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to turn them into a fountain. Watch what happens with this woman. Jesus uses the topic of water. She's trying to talk about everything else. Worship. She don't know what she's talking about. Well, you know, our fathers used to worship in this mountain. She's trying to be deep. Don't ever try to be deep when you're not deep. Let me just keep it simple, and people will respect you for that. Don't try to go in places you're not ready to go. And so Jesus trying to get something to her. She's like, yeah, well, you know, my fathers used to worship in this mountain. That's what we do. Trying to act as if her descendants gave her some privilege to righteousness. You know, have you ever seen people like that? I'm going to tell you, your grandmother can be saved, your auntie can be saved, your sisters can be saved, your cousins can be saved, but if you ain't saved, nobody else's salvation can help you. It is a personal thing that must happen. People don't give birth to saved people. I love my sons, but they, Lord help them, no, they were not saved. My father used to say, look how cute they are, they little devils and liars. As soon as he said cute baby, he said, they're cute, honey, but they devils and they liars. So they're lying right now. They're crying. There ain't nothing wrong with them. You know, so sometimes we want to be among the people of God and act like we got it together instead of just going ahead and letting God get us together. And so Jesus was trying to show her, don't be telling me what your fathers did in this mountain. I'm trying to get you to a place where you can be a true worshiper yourself. Well, I feel like preaching a little bit here. I want you to make everybody can be excited like I'm excited. I'm a bit of a noise maker. I don't know, that's just who I am. And so I think about that, and I think about how Jesus was so intentional with her, because he wanted her to know that he was about to pour something into her life that was going to not just change her, but it was going to change everything that she touched from that point on. He was teaching her that here's your object lesson. You cannot live without water. You know what? You cannot live without me. We cannot be sustained spiritually without God. Can I get you to be honest for a moment? How many of you have ever been in a place where you really, you really kind of walking with God in a way Because you're working it out. You're like, I'm working it out. You see other people rolling by the wayside. You're like, oh, God. Help them, Lord. I need to do what I do. You know, we can be self-righteous.
Yes.
We can get into that place. And then God will say, okay, let me show you without me.
Please don't do that.
Let me pull a little bit of cover back so that you recognize that goodness that you're walking in, that is not your goodness. That is my power that is resting upon you. How many people are willing to admit it is the power of God that is resting on me? And that is why I am able to stand and fight the good fight. And so he says to her, she says, well, where we get the water from? He's like, you looking at it. You're looking at it. Jesus was the original transformer. He could be bread, water, life, a friend, a father, a mother. He was everything. That's the transformer. He was the first one that came and showed the world, I can morph and be anything I want to morph into your life. That's why when she said the Lord told her to have them sing I Am, I knew it was true. It resonated in my spirit because I can hear God saying, I'm ready to jump from table to table and give every person individually what they need tonight. I'm not giving out a general blessing. I'm giving out individual blessings. Somebody better reach up and grab what God has. Because I believe He has some fourth of praise right there. Oh my God, come on and give God a praise. Praise in my spirit right there. Hallelujah to Jesus. Oh my God, hallelujah. Yes. So he brings her in, he narrows her in, he boxes her in. Sometimes Jesus will box us into a conversation. We can't get out of it no matter how we try. And he says to her, okay, listen, go on home and tell your husband, well, you know, I don't have a husband. Yeah, good. I'm glad you brought that up because I already knew you didn't have one. I know you're in the habit of taking other people's. You got a little thing that you do. But you know what? 6 men have come into your life and didn't do nothing for you. But I'm number 7 and I'm getting ready to change you forever. You know, number 7 is the number of completion. And so when Jesus came, she was done looking for men. Aren't you happy that we serve a God that when He comes into our life, everything that we was looking for before He got there is done. I don't have to look for that anymore. Oh my God, my God, my God. So He says, I just want you to be thirsty when I'm done with you. I want to leave you in a place where you will never thirst again, where you will know that there is a well that will always meet your thirst, but that you are so thirsty that you cannot wake up any day of your life without running to the well. Because you realize that your life is in that well.